to LaughLines and LifeLines podcast. So today,
It's going to be a crazy one.
totally crazy. We're talking about
Totally crazy.
The Rapture.
Surprise! So if you
The Rapture.
didn't know, our whole town, not the whole town, a lot of the city of Sioux Falls is like underwater currently.
So the last, well, not yesterday, but the 3 days before that, we got like 15 inches of rain.
It's giving
If
Noah's
not
Ark.
more. Yeah, if not more. It really sparked the conversation of Noah's Ark. Like, I really wonder what Noah was thinking when it started.
What we were thinking. When is this going to stop?
Yeah, like,
Because felt like never.
really, like it's raining again, or it's still raining.
Yeah.
And it was the type of rain that, like, you know, when it downpours during a thunderstorm,
Mm-hmm.
how like that rain is intense.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it was for 3 days.
Just constant, actually.
It was like downpouring for 3 days. So yeah, it was a lot of rain.
Mm-hmm.
The falls were very fallsy. We went to go see them on Thursday or Friday of last week. And it was very intense. Maybe I'll share a photo or a video of what they were like.
They're crazy.
Very intense, like scary to be standing next to.
They're scary like normal.
Yeah.
So when they're that huge of...
Yeah. Like record flooding. So that really sparked the conversation between us about the Rapture. Naturally,
Classic.
right? So Elly, do you want to start about your concerns? Elly, there's been stuff on Elly's mind for quite a while now.
We've been waiting for the time to talk about it.
Yes.
And now's the time.
So I'm going to let her talk about her concerns and the Rapture, and we can go from there. Elly?
Okay, so a while ago, I had this thought. It kind of started off as a joke. This whole thing kind of started off as a joke. And then Kind of. But then it fully started off as a joke. And then very quickly, and it was very quickly not a joke.
To Elly.
Right.
It's a real situation.
Yeah, it's a real fear that I hold in my heart. That others laugh
in her
about.
mind.
And in my
in
mind.
her brain.
My brain.
Everything.
And every ounce of my body.
Yes.
So, the Rapture, Jesus coming back. This is such a serious thing.
It is.
And we're just like...
We don't mean to be laughing, but
we don't mean
it's
to be
a real
insensitive.
issue. Yeah.
So, the Rapture, Jesus coming back. He's taking us. We're living in heaven with everybody.
Just like that.
Boom. Like, no warning except for the clouds rumble. Here's the great I am. And I'm gone. Mm-hmm. At least I pray to God I hope so.
Pray to God, yes.
What if I'm still single when the Rapture happens?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I'm just looking for anybody to fill the spot for when the Rapture comes. But, like, I'm 20. I'm not getting any younger.
Okay, but you're not that old.
But
you're
still.
20 years old. You are 2 years away from being an adult. From
18.
From 18.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know?
But still. I don't know. I am scared that I will never get married before the Rapture happens.
Oh, my gosh.
Because we don't have a lot of time.
No.
Before the Rapture comes. Things are coming true. Revelation.
There's a flood.
There,
Just kidding.
Literally.
No.
Not that that's... I don't think that's
I'm not going to sit here and speak about the Rapture because I don't know enough about it.
Me neither.
I just
know that it's coming soon.
It is coming. I believe that. I do believe that, God willing, that I'll be going to heaven with my husband and my children. So I understand the urgency that you have. However, God doesn't want you to sit in that anxiety.
Right.
I'm still doing my fear and anxiety workbook, Bible study.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what the topics are, is fear and anxiety. And what does God say about that? You know, he commands us not to worry about the future and take it day by day. And he takes care of all the lilies in the field and the birds in the sky. You know, they don't worry about where they're going to get their next meal.
Yeah.
God provides everything for us, and he always will. So with that being said, why is it that you feel fear when it comes to being single? is that the right emotion?
I don't know.
Feeling. Is that the right feeling?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I'm not scared to be single.
Mm-hmm. If I can challenge you, it is, though.
Right.
You do feel fear because you fear of the rapture happening. And
well, I don't want people to think I'm, like, scared of going to, like, I'm scared of the rapture.
Then what are you scared of?
Not getting to live out the dream of being married that I've had my entire life.
You're 20 years old. You don't want to get married at 20.
No.
Speaking from experience.
No, I don't. But I graduate college in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then your whole life happens after that.
You know, if I could do it all over again, you know, I don't have regrets in life, period.
Sarah doesn't believe in regrets.
I don't believe in regrets.
I admire that.
Regrets. I truly don't. I believe that God has laid out my life the way it exactly should be, including all the terrible times and the trauma that has happened and the challenges and what I still deal with. I firmly believe in that. After many years of therapy. So I don't have any regrets, no matter what has happened in my past. However, if I were to do it all over again, because in case you didn't know, you probably do know at this point, but I was married.
We're pretty open.
I was married before. I got married to my high school sweetheart.
How old were you? 19?
I was 19 when we got married.
Oh my gosh.
I was 14 when we started dating.
19 marriage is crazy.
Think about that. So you say that.
Yeah.
You're 20. You're only a year older than what I was when I got married.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah. See, but I'm stuck.
Okay. With that being said, had I done it all over again, I would have waited to get married. I wouldn't have married him. I mean, he's a great guy. I need to preface that, as we've said, he's a great guy. He's a great dad. Him and I just had no business getting married when we did, if at all. And I see that now, and that's the beauty of hindsight, and that's the beauty of forgiveness.
Sermon
today. Shout out Phil. And the beauty of learning things about life that are hard to learn and hard to experience. Had I not had that marriage, I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter. And you know, we wouldn't be where we are, and showing her what it's like to have a functional family, two functional families, because her parents are happy and have a balanced life now. I used to worry so much about Hadley and giving her a healthy home life. And I used to think that we ruined that for her when we got divorced. And it ate at my heart and my soul. It ate at me. And I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed about that, and prayed God to give me some understanding and some acceptance and forgiveness for myself and for the other people in the situation. And he granted that to me. Praise God. And so with that being said, about getting married so young, I would never condone that.
Yeah. And
so I think while your concerns are valid, I don't think that it's fair for you to put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
To not be married right now.
I don't want to be married right now.
Well, then what do you want?
In a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's not right now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean... Quit picking your nose. So that I don't think it's fair for you to be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, and it's really not fair at all for me to even be concerned about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like dissing God a little bit.
Right.
Being like, hey, like all this is God willing that I even get married, and like literally everything about your life is God willing. And I realized that, but it's just like the little girl in me That's like, I want my little wedding and my
family
and my kids and you know, whatever.
And that's okay to have those dreams.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But that's the one thing that having that progression of life and life experiences and what's the word I'm looking for? Life events, those major life events, happening when they're supposed to happen. And not putting pressure on yourself to make them happen. That's what I did. I made it happen. I thought, okay, I'm 14 years old, dating this guy. I was a very broken child from a not so healthy home, and I found this boy that accepted me and loved me, and I clung to that like nothing you've ever seen before, and vice versa. And then we go through high school, and I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means,
right?
And then he joined the army, and he deployed, and then after he got home from deployment, I had graduated high school, and I'm like, okay, the next logical step is getting married, so let's get married, and like forcing it to happen. And then, okay, so we're married now. He deploys again, and then, oh, okay, the next logical thing is let's have a baby. And at that point, we'd been married for 5 years. And so, like, I was doing all the things that you think you're supposed to do. That's not what God wants for your life.
Yeah.
Is to just go through the motions and do all the things. What is God trying to teach you in this time?
To be patient.
Exactly. Like, that's what I wish I would have listened to.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I wasn't walking with Christ back then, so I give myself some grace.
Yeah.
But that's what I encourage you to do, is give yourself some grace in this time and enjoy where God has you right now.
Yeah. So then my question, we talked, okay, so we all hung out last night because we're friends or whatever. And we're sitting at the fire, and sound guy is over here. Are you trying to find a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Are you even trying? So then my question, he didn't say it like that, but kind of. Not really. Yeah. So my question is, where's the balance between seeking it and not rushing it? Because that's what I'm struggling with, is like being patient with it, but also not trying to just like actively avoid it, but like also not trying to be like, I need to date someone, right? Like, yeah. Because you're telling me to be patient, and he's telling me I need to try harder.
Okay.
So now I'm confused.
I'm not necessarily saying be patient. In some ways, yes, be patient. Don't rush into anything. That's not right for your life. What I'm saying, and this is what I said last night, is make sure that with God and with a lot of prayer, that your heart is in the right posture to be open to it.
Yeah.
Not to be closed off or trying to force something to happen with somebody. And it could be the wrong person, that you get blinded by the fantasy of it all. And my biggest piece of advice that I would give anybody is just to have an open heart posture. And to not think too much about it, because you hear all the cliche things of, oh, it could happen anywhere. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to countless people I know, and I'm sure you know. But literally having that open mind, God will grant you the desires of your heart.
Yeah.
But you have to be actively aware of where your heart posture is. Does that make sense? Yeah. Did that answer the question?
I think so.
Okay.
My therapist asked me that a lot.
Oh, good.
Did that answer your question? And I just said, I go, I think so.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Might need to marinate on that a little bit.
Buffer time.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Our AC finally got fixed.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm not so cranky anymore. That was making me real cranky. I realized that when I get hot, I get cranky.
I would too.
Shout out.
What was your house like sitting at constantly?
80. Yeah. I eventually stopped looking because it just made me cranky when I would look. So there's that. Thank God we got it fixed, and we can comfortably sleep now, and I'm resting much better. So I think everybody is, except poor Hadley. Like, she's in the basement, and it's probably 50 degrees down there. Maybe not that bad, but it gets really cold down there.
I love, and like, I would love to sleep in like an ice box.
Yep, same here.
Like, put me in a freezer and give me a blanket. I'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. She has like 3 big comforters on her bed. On her bed.
On her bed.
Yeah, and so yeah, there's that. And then as soon as ours got fixed, yours broke.
Yeah. So, speaking of the Rapture, all the rain, full circle. My air conditioner is leaking water.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I thought it was from all this rain. Because we literally got like 15 inches of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, a couple nights ago, I get home from somewhere. I don't remember. Work,
Doesn't
probably.
matter.
Or
Yeah.
your house. No, that was more days
Doesn't
ago
matter.
than that. I got home. It doesn't matter. Keep moving. I'm a yapper.
I know. No, I mean that with love. There's nothing wrong with being a yapper.
Anyway, I get home, and my air conditioner is dripping water, like down my wall, down the sides of the air conditioner. But it's not like a pressing issue. I'm like, okay, there's 15 inches of rain coming that have come. It's probably just a little overworked, whatever. So I go to bed. The next morning, I get up at like 6 because my cat is being a freak. And I walk out there, and it's not dripping. So I'm like, oh, great. Fixed.
Good to go.
Wrong. I get up at 9:30, and it's literally streaming down like the sides of my air conditioning and my wall.
Mm-hmm.
And my air conditioning is like a in the wall box, so it connects to like outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, crap, all the rain's coming in. So then at that point, I call the emergency maintenance people because there's water just streaming into my living room.
And he comes on the second floor too. So
yeah, so someone above me, someone below me. He comes over, like basically accidentally punches a hole in my wall because the wall is so wet and gross that there's nothing left of it. So it just happened to come to light at the same time that all this flooding is happening because my wall was like drenched, like it had been dripping for who knows how long.
Yeah.
So he breaks the wall. He takes the AC unit out of the wall. Water just pours from up above. So he goes upstairs, talk to the people on 3rd floor. Mm-hmm. He goes, hey, person below you has water in their living room coming from their AC. Have you had any issues with your AC? He says, yeah, I actually just got a new one because it was leaking all over. He said, oh, that's funny. And the guy's like, yeah, when they put it in, they drilled holes so that it would drain into my apartment.
What? I don't understand how that
Who does
makes
that?
sense.
Who does that? The maintenance guy was pissed. He was like, nobody should do that. So then, naturally, he looks in my wall, and he sees that there's water that continues to go down.
Yeah.
So then, he goes downstairs to talk to the person below me. It's a very nice older lady. Lord forgive me. And he knocks on her door, and she makes it to the door. And he says, ma'am, have you noticed that your air conditioner is leaking water at all? The woman that lives below me is blind. So, no. She did not notice any water from her air conditioner. She had no idea.
Thing.
And her wall is also moldy and gross. And she had no idea, that poor woman, because she's blind. I'm sure she loves being blind. I'm sure she takes pride in being blind. I'm sure she's made her way around the world.
Yep.
But one thing she didn't know is that her air conditioning was leaking.
How could she?
How could she?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless she felt like the carpet wet or something.
Right.
You know? But who
like,
walks
I don't ever
over
walk
there?
over to
yeah,
my air. Yeah,
exactly.
So now my air conditioner is back in because he said, you know, like we have a heat advisory today in Sioux Falls. It's going to be like 105 feels like temperature. So he's like, I'll get your air conditioning back in for the weekend. Because keep in mind, yesterday's a Saturday, so no one's working. Yeah. He was like on call. So he got my air conditioner back in my wall and like tilted it so that all the water drains outside instead of into my apartment. So it was just like a random 2x4 like drilled into my wall.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to like, this is going to be like a 4-phase project.
Yeah,
They're going to have to cut everything out, clean everything out, get all the mold, replace the wood, replace the sheetrock, cover it all up, paint it all up. But perks about living in an apartment, I don't have to pay for it.
Exactly.
Bless God, because I don't have the funds for that. So that's the Rapture.
It's happening.
And the air conditionings.
Yep.
Good times.
First world problems, I tell you what.
True. So true.
That's how I humble myself.
So true. And like, real talk, my air conditioner is one of the least of the problems that any of this rain has brought to light.
Exactly.
Like, I was even telling the maintenance guy yesterday, like, thank you for coming. I know there's other people who have literally have sewage coming up into their house. They have been displaced from their house. They've been displaced from their city. Like, a girl I work with had to literally leave her town with her neighbors on a lifeboat. Like, boated out because their town was put underwater in 20 minutes. Yeah. So just praising God that that's all that I have to deal with. And I don't even really have to deal with it. I just
think about the power that water, how powerful water is just...
That's probably what Noah was thinking.
It's mind-blowing, yeah. Can you imagine what he was thinking? Oh, my gosh, it's so scary.
And he was like... Maybe I'm asking sound guy. Was he like... Was there a lot of people at that time? Or was he like one of the only dudes? And no one else had the idea to build an ark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nobody else believed him. Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I need to go reread that story.
Me too.
But we'll probably follow up next week.
Yes.
On the Rapture. Because now I have a lot to marinate on.
A lot to marinate on, pray about.
Yeah. So.
Is that it?
Yeah. Chill episode for today.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll just call it here. This is part 1 of this episode. We will follow up on the Rapture next week to kind of get some closing thoughts and conversation.
Takeaways and conversation.
There we go. Takeaways. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Thank you everybody who's been watching so far. You can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. We're on there as well.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Turn up.
and obviously YouTube. So if you're watching, thank you. If you're listening, thank you. Download, keep sharing it. We'll post more on our socials. Yeah. And we'll bring you a lot more cool content and heavy hitting and funny, and maybe we'll switch up the location here sometime soon too.
We appreciate you guys sticking with us.
Yes. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Thank
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.